Now let's get into the decodes today. John Solomon explained to Lou Dobbs last night that a handful of indictments related to Spygate may be unsealed soon. I'll let you listen to this video.
And we have not been talking about the wrong things, but our leadership in Washington has been talking about the wrong things and feeding us pablum when in point of fact, they are refusing to bring these people to justice. And I say refusing. This is outrageous that we're having this discussion in 2020.
Yeah.
It's just outrageous. We're talking about 4 years ago.
Yeah, no, it's taken a very long time. And part of the reason is the FBI and the intelligence community are very good at obfuscating and hiding the truth, whether they redact things, claim they're classified, falsified documents, which they did in this case. They have done a good job. But I will say this, there is some fairly significant evidence at this very moment, this week, the last couple of weeks, Lou, that there is some criminal investigative activity that I think will result in some actions coming out soon. It's not going to be a lot. Don't expect 10 or 12 indictments, but there could be a handful of indictments and much more information. And I think one very important thing, the FBI had something right. There was a campaign that was taking Russian information and trying to influence the election. It just wasn't Donald Trump's campaign. It was Hillary Clinton through the person of Christopher Steele and his Russian informants. That has to be resolved. And one of the documents that are still sitting out there unchallenged, the intelligence assessment. We said, our intelligence committee said that the Russians were trying to help Trump win, Hillary lose. That does not appear to be the case from the new body of evidence.
And Q posted a link to the tweet by Lou Dobbs and wrote this. We have the Punisher skull here, image. We are ready, set one, in brackets, mission good, Q. I believe the set one that Q referred to here is a reference to this placeholder post from Q from April 10th. Solomon's report is about indictments. This placeholder is about indictments, tracking indictments, and it has set one, and then it has numbers 1 through 6. So I believe that Q is giving us a clue that we need to look at this placeholder. It appears like these indictments may fall under a military jurisdiction, since the category listed for set 1 here is non-civ. I believe that's non-civilian, or that would be military. I could be wrong, but that's kind of how I'm reading it. Q said that FISA indictments would be the start of the publicly visible aspect of the removal of corruption. Anon posted a picture of the president surrounded by the military leaders. What storm, Mr. President? Trump puts the world on edge with a cryptic cliffhanger. You'll find out. The storm is coming. All right. Those of you who are new to Q probably will not understand Q's next post without a little bit of context. So, former FBI Director James Comey is fond of tweeting pictures of himself standing in a cornfield. This one is from, I think, June 16th of 2016. And then there's this one, which he tweeted from his secret Twitter account. And then there's this one. This is from, I think, July of 2019. Good to be back in Iowa. And when Comey tweeted that, Q responded to it, reposted it, and said, was the corn ripe for harvesting? It is now. Then we have this brackets, a bunch of spaces, 93 DK Q. 93 DK was decoded as 93 days dark when Q went off the board for 93 days and came back. We kind of decoded that as the interpretation, but that's beside the point. So Q is trolling Comey about the corn being ripe for harvesting. Then on the same day, Devin Nunes tweeted this picture of a corn cob, corn ready for it to be cut. On March 3rd, 2019, Q misspelled James Comey's name as James 8 Corny. The interesting thing about that is if you download the Department of Justice Inspector General report on FISA abuse in a program that allows you to search for it, like Adobe Acrobat Reader, if you type in the name Comey, you get no search results. But if you type in the name Corney, C-O-R-N-E-Y, all of the references to James Comey come up. Now, why do you suppose that would be? So, corn and cornfields are a meme used by the good guys to foreshadow the coming prosecution of the bad guys. And last night, Q posted another picture of a cornfield, and the file name is harvested cornfield JPEG. And then Q posted a link to another YouTube video. So I think Q is again a warning people like James Comey and others that the time of prosecution is approaching. So this Anon wrote, "Corny harvested. First arrest is going to be James Comey, JC in brackets, calling it now." And that's a possibility. Another possibility for the first indictment could be Barack Obama. Q has been posting a lot about Obama lately, sort of warning and hinting that trouble is coming. I don't know who's going to be the first indictment. There are a lot of good possibilities. Q's warning that they will react strongly against the first indictment kind of hints that it's going to be somebody well known and somebody that the establishment is going to want to support. I don't know who that's going to be. All right, this morning, Q posted 2 lanterns in the window of a tower with no text. And the file name is just underscore JPEG. That's it. The Anons had a lot of observations on it, 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. This Anon said, "Neither lamp is lit yet, but the signal is in place." Our friend Enoch posted this last night. It was April 18th, 1775, when 2 lanterns were lit in the Old North Church, signaling the British were coming by sea. Paul Revere began his midnight ride to alert the Patriot militias. The next day was the official start of the American Revolution. It was the beginning of the battles of Lexington and Concord, shot heard around the world. I think that that's what Q is referring to. And it's interesting. I found this Twitter account. It's at Old North 1723. Some good news. This weekend, the 2 iconic steeple lanterns at Old North will be set aglow as beacons of perseverance, resilience, and solidarity. People from across the world can join us on YouTube at 7:25 to watch the lighting. And then we have this tweet from Joe Biden, which is just my own personal commentary. He tweeted out, "Donald Trump says he's a wartime president. It's time for him to act like one." You know how the president has been saying, "I'm a wartime president. We're in a war. We're fighting this invisible enemy." I think the president is sending messages to us, letting us know that we are, in a sense, in a second revolution. We are taking our country back. We're taking back all of our countries. After the United States is cleaned of corruption, Canada is going to be cleaned of corruption, and then we're going to move over to England and Ireland, Germany and France. Corruption is going to be cleaned worldwide. We are witnessing a global revolution, and it is not a violent war. It is a war where we're going to restore justice and freedom and independence from the tyrants who have been ruling our lives for hundreds of years.